Welcome back to another episode of Home Sweet Home Cooking. I am Rocky, your host. My mother is sitting on the sidelines. I'm sure she'll give her 2 cents every once in a while. And we're back in her kitchen. Today's recipe is a classic. It's chocolate chip cookie. No surprises. I'm not really going to give credit to any one place in particular because there's so many. Just make it your own. What we're going to follow is 1 cup of brown sugar. I've already got that in here. It was I made this with I made it myself. A homemade version of it. It's 1 cup of white sugar with 1 tablespoon of molasses, and you blend it together. So I've got 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white sugar, and 1 stick of butter softened. It's not quite fully soft, so it's going to take a little bit extra to cream this one in. Next is going to be 2 eggs. Crack in 1 at a time and mix it in. And be bold and do it right over the bowl. Do it over the plate in case I get any shells in there. Like that giant piece of shell right there. 1 egg. The reason I'm doing this over the plate is if I crack into it and I see that it's got a chicken in it, I can stop. These are farm fresh eggs. That one's a good one. So 2 eggs. I'm supposed to put them in 1 at a time. That's what I get for thinking.
We've got a KitchenAid, it'll work.
Two teaspoons of vanilla. Double check, make sure it says 2. Next is going to be 1 teaspoon of baking soda mixed into 2 tablespoons of hot water. Come on. I don't know what the purpose of mixing it in is. All the other cookies I've ever made, you just dump the baking soda into the dry ingredients.
I think it dissolves faster and goes through the dough better.
I'm not sure. But I can follow directions.
Not too well.
Teaspoon of salt. Three cups of flour. 1 flour, 1 sorry. 2. 3 cups of flour. road. And 1 cup of chopped walnuts. Your mixer's not sounding so good, huh? Might be having time for a new one. This one's only 80 years old.
I'll bet it is at
But
least.
it's
Maybe more.
Yeah, well, you said you remember your mom having it.
Yeah.
So, not gonna say how old she is, but it's probably over 80 years old.
Me too.
Oops. Missed a few walnuts. No big deal. And I'm gonna clean up this mess and we're gonna start transferring this to baking sheets. The oven is preheating to 350 degrees.
Yeah.
Got 2 pans laid out here. Ungreased is what this particular recipe calls for. Use a small scooper and do about ping pong ball, golf ball size drops. So I want to space them about 2 inches apart. These will spread a little bit. Now I'm not giving credit to, like, say, any specific chocolate chip recipe, but I don't know how these are going to turn out yet, if these are going to be crispy or soft. But if you want to learn more about that, Alton Brown in the original Good Eats TV series, you can probably Google it online or on YouTube. Maybe even look at, I know they've got all the episodes on right now because he's got a new show for Good Eats. But he's got an episode where he talks about the chocolate chip cookies and how you change the recipe to make them from chewy to the more crisp, crunchy kind. So check that out, Alton Brown's Good Eats. I learned a lot from him. He'll give you the science behind it too, why certain ratios and certain ingredients do certain things. I find it very interesting and it helps me in my other cooking figure out kind of why things work, and if something didn't work out right when I cook something, I can use the science behind it to figure out what went wrong and change it for the next time. So I really do appreciate Alton Brown's TV shows and give me a lot of the science behind the cooking. But these are going to go ungreased sheets. I'm going to pop them in the oven for 10 minutes until the edges are brown. And I'll see you back when they're done and we'll give them a try. Well, well, well. Guess who needs to go back to school to learn how to read?
Where did you go to school?
My mom homeschooled me. She didn't. I can't blame her for this. I read the recipe wrong. When I was reading the recipe to you, I don't know if I said stick. It was supposed to be 1 cup of butter. I put in 1 stick. 1 stick is a ½ pound of butter. So these are not the way they're supposed to be. They're going to get eaten because they are still good. We took one off one of the trays and tried it. They weren't flattening out like they should. They're going to be more scone-like than cookie-like, but still great flavor.
Dunkers.
Well, no, I think they're good just the way they are. That's the reason these didn't flatten out like they were supposed to. It didn't have the butter for it to flow. My fault. And we're gonna eat these, and I'll show you finish them up and try them one after we get them off and cooled. What can you do? Big Mouth reference if you don't watch the TV show Big Mouth. So next time we're gonna redo these again. This video is gonna end up being titled Chocolate Chip Cookies: The Disaster Series, or The Disaster. And I'm gonna redo these again. I'm gonna read the recipe this next time and do it right. And that's gonna be called, hopefully, The Redemption. It might be The Disaster Part 2. I don't know.
Tell them about this.
No. We did Christmas cookies this last year, and again, it called for 1 cup of lard. For some reason, I had 1 pound of lard stuck in my head because you can buy lard in 1 pound. So when I originally started making the recipe, I put in 1 pound of lard, started mixing them up, and I realized what I'd done. So then we started having to add more flour to it and make it almost a triple batch, at least a double batch.
Yeah, double.
It was a nightmare. But yeah, the amount
I always wanted a horse.
The amount of fat in a cookie, it does matter. These are sticking a little bit to the pan as well because there's not enough butter in it. Like I say, these are going to be a little bit dry, a little more scone-like, but I think they're still gonna be good. They taste fantastic, from what I can tell. So we're gonna get these out the pan. We're gonna get the next batches in, and we'll come back and hopefully wrap this disaster video up. Well, the cookies are out of the oven, and they look like cookies. They taste like cookies. Their texture is off. Now, why am I even going to publish this video knowing I made a mistake? Because number one, it just shows you that what I'm doing in this video, in this series, this channel, is real cooking, and you're going to make mistakes. So I don't go off and try cooking something and get it just right and then make a video out of it. I'm taking what I find, putting it into practical application and doing it. Yes, mistakes will be made. I'll find things that I need to change for the next time, but that's what getting in the kitchen and cooking is all about. You're gonna make mistakes. Get over it. Next time, learn from your mistakes. I looked back and found out what I did wrong, so now I know better to pay attention a little closer to that. And the next time I do this, it's gonna be better. Don't give up if you make something that's not right. Learn how to do it better and go ahead and do it. So this next video, I will say this is my do not try this at home video. The redemption video is going to be coming up right after this one. I'm going to hold off on uploading this one until I get the other one done. I'll upload them both at the same time and hopefully read and get it right the first time. So if you like watching me fail, give me a thumbs up. If you want to watch me fail more often, leave a comment down below. Just make sure you like and subscribe and to get the word out to your friends of the delicious things we're making, and even something not delicious. But I am going to redeem myself. I'm not going to let this one slow me down. So y'all get out there, get in the kitchens and start cooking and make yourself something delicious. Even failures can be delicious. It's still delicious.